Team's ongoing reporting of a Springfield mother's murder from 6 years ago. A grand jury just indicted Candance Prunty's ex-boyfriend. She had 3 young sons when she died. Today, prosecutors told WHIO the killer walked into her house and shot her multiple times while her sons were at school. I've been following this Miami Valley murder mystery since I first talked with Prunty's family in 2018, and today, the I-Team's John Bedell continues our coverage. He talked with investigators about the break they got in this case. John also talked with Candance's mom.
Candance Prunty's family found her murdered in her home here in Springfield in October of 2015. Now, just a couple of months before the day that will mark 6 years since her death, a Clark County grand jury handed up an indictment that included formal charges against her ex-boyfriend for her murder.
They lost an angel, a beautiful angel inside and out. She was a beautiful daughter. She was my baby.
That's Patricia Beard telling me what the world lost when her youngest child, Candance Prunty, was murdered. I talked to Beard on the phone Tuesday after she learned a grand jury indicted the man Clark County prosecutors are now calling her daughter's killer.
It feels like heaven has opened up and dropped down multiple blessings for us, because prayer, God, and a support system here has been the reason why we have literally stayed sane.
Springfield Police Detective Ron Jordan has been on this case since day one. He's known this was a crime of passion since then.
Oh, absolutely. When we arrived at the scene, the injuries that we saw, the nature of the crime, led us to believe right away that it was something personal. Someone was very upset over something and essentially took it out on our victim.
Now, Detective Jordan says that someone was Thomas Albert, and the something, the motive, Detective Jordan says Albert was upset that Prunty broke off a short relationship with him in the summer of 2015.
He wanted to be with her. She didn't want to be with him. She tried to pull away and end the relationship, but he didn't want to do that.
Publicly, the case went cold, but Detective Jordan never gave up. For him, this case was personal, working to find justice for a mother of 3 and her family. And from within the first 24 hours after Candance's murder, Detective Jordan says he suspected Albert. He confirmed to the I-Team Tuesday that the break in the case came with a piece of evidence they've had since Candance's death. But thanks to advances in technology, Jordan says detectives were able to
interpret it differently and see a much clearer picture about what happened on that day.
A Clark County grand jury indicted Thomas Albert Monday. He's already in prison here in Ohio for an unrelated attempted murder conviction in Columbus in 2018. The I-Team checked state prison records that show Albert isn't eligible for parole in that case until 2045. Now he's facing the possibility of life in prison in the Clark County case.
One of the things that we always tell the families of our victims when we have cold cases is don't give up hope, that we continue to work these cases. And I really, I've got to thank the detectives of the Springfield Police Division who didn't give this up. They continued to work this case, hoping that we would get just this kind of break.
Prunty's mom tells me there will never be closure. Since the indictment, she says there's been lots of tears, lots of hugs, and what she calls an overwhelming sense of gratitude for Detective Jordan and his work.
And when they speak of closure, I don't know if that's the word that I would want to use, because even if he is in prison for the rest of his life, it will never bring my daughter back. But for this moment and this information that he has been charged, justice is finally going to be brought to this family.
Even though Albert is already in the state prison system for that unrelated case in Columbus, he will still have to be arraigned here in Clark County for the new round of charges related to Candance Prunty's murder. We'll track the case here in Springfield in court and let you know what happens. In Springfield, for the I-Team, I'm John Bedell.